Hello, guys. Welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm your host, Alex Whiteley. Of course, it's me. It's always me. Welcome to the show. Hope you're all really well. Joining me today on the show is Roo Nicholls. Thank you so much for joining me, Roo.
Thank you for having me.
Or should I say, AKA Little Shropshire Lass? Yeah.
AKA Little Shropshire Lass.
Okay, right. During lockdown, we've a lot of us have learned new skills. A lot of us have had a lot of time to sit and think about things. Some of us have made things. There have been businesses that have been made out of this. Big businesses, small businesses. There have been new ideas. Things have evolved. It's been very both negative, as positive as it is negative, if that makes sense. You know, people have died. It's been a miserable time. You know, people have mental health issues have definitely not been great for some people, but there has been some good things out of it. And I think you fall into that line, don't you, Roo?
Yes, I do.
So let's talk us through this. What were you doing sort of before lockdown? What was that like for you?
Before lockdown, I was in college doing my art diploma. Yeah. And I'd actually just lost my grandma in November 2019. So I was kind of in a pretty rubbish headspace before lockdown anyway. And I wasn't enjoying my course. I wasn't loving it. And I thought I would, because obviously art's always been my thing, but it just wasn't for me. And I kept at it. And then obviously lockdown hit. Yeah. And this changed everything. I mean, it was all remote learning, and it's really hard to do an art course online. I've always been into textiles, so I thought, well, if I can kind of put textiles into my art course rather than, you know, the traditional fine art that they try and kind of push you towards, and, you know, drawing and sketching and stuff, that's not me. So I started doing textiles within my course, and I've always been sewing. I've always been, you know, into crafts. And then I thought, actually, I have no idea what I want to do with my future after this course. The course isn't for me, so I don't want to go to uni. So I just thought, I'm going to try my best and start a business out of kind of textiles and sewing. So I started sewing masks. I started sewing masks on my course, as everyone has done in the past year. I passed the course using kind of sewing for the NHS as my topic title, I guess. I sewed all these masks for the NHS and donated them, while kind of explaining why I was doing it, and kind of dissecting exactly what I was doing for my course, but for the sake of the course. And then thank God I finished that, and people started wanting to buy the masks rather than being donated. So we started sewing masks, we started sewing bags, all sorts really. And it's just gone from there.
Well, that's good, though. I mean, there's been a lot of need for masks, especially the NHS, and a lot of need to raise awareness, and anything that you can do to complete that, or to gain that. Words, Whiteley. I'm the guy that's supposed to be good at conversation. That's really good. And word of mouth is like by far the best marketing tool you can get. I mean, Facebook's catching up, because that's technically word by mouth, because people are like, oh, have you seen this amazing podcast by this guy Alex Whiteley? It's amazing, and they send it. I wish more people would do that, but you know, but once that sort of starts happening, those machines start turning, and people talking about your thing. What is it like for you when things just start happening? Once you've made something and everybody's like, I want one, my friends want one. What is it? Overwhelming? Is it good?
Yeah, it's because we've always, like, my mum's always sewn. She's always been into sewing, and she's always kind of sold bits and bobs, and I've always kind of followed, and we've always sold like family and friends would ask us to make bags, or, you know, whatnot. And then to actually have kind of started an official business, and to, in such a rubbish time where you wouldn't expect, you know, to get particularly far with, you know, the economy and stuff. I think it's really, it's not surprising, but it's very, like, when you sit down and think about the work that you're making that, and somebody actually wants to buy it, it is really quite nice. Yeah,
I think so. And you're playing to your strengths, which is what I like as well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going out and trying new things, but you're like, you know what? I'm really good at this thing. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do a damn good job of it. I like that. So you started off with masks?
We started off on masks and bags, really. And then we've just gone from there. I mean, we make hand warmers, ear warmers. We make luxury bag liners. So people have mulberry bags and they want a liner to protect the inside. We make those to order. We make lavender products. So we hand picked some Shropshire lavender and dried it and hand dried it at home. And we use that in lavender bags and various heat packs and things.
I might actually inquire about some of them because they're amazing. I've just recently found some because every now and again, I mean, I've suffered with insomnia since I was about 15, on and off, but I found this like sleep spray. I don't know where it is. Here it is. Just this little bottle. It's lavender, right? You just spray it on your pillow, and it really helps. Really helps. I think lavender.
No. Yeah. I am the same. That's one of the reasons I started using lavender, because it's the only thing that will get me to sleep. But we do a sleep box, and it's got got a lavender bag. It's got an eye mask. It's got lots of nice little things. It's got some lavender oil in it, and they've been selling well for that reason, because it helps people sleep.
Yeah, I might have to. After this, we'll have a chat. I'm gonna get some off you, I think. And if you guys, by the way, I'm looking at the Facebook page now, and some of the pictures on here, it's real good quality material that you use. Where'd you get your material from?
We buy all of our material from other local small businesses, just because I think it's so important to support them. And I really, really there's Felt So Woolly, and there is Abercan, obviously. There's Watson and Thornton. I think they're our three. And Textile Express in Oswald Street, and they all sell really lovely quality materials.
I'm just I'm blown away by the quality of these, because they do look fantastic. So this started during lockdown. How far into lockdown was that? Because obviously, really, nearly a year. Nearly a year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Officially, I started my business. I registered my business in June.
Okay.
But we've been sewing from the first lockdown, really, and we've been selling to family and friends. And then I thought, I'm going to make a go of this in June. And since then, it's been non-stop.
Is there a seasonal trend that you're going to follow? Obviously, hand warmers great for not so much for summer. Face masks, obviously. Have you got any plans for the summer? What the change with them?
I think we make a lot of obviously bags and scrunchies and things. They kind of come in more in the summer, but I think it's been quite difficult to kind of tell what sort of trends we'll be falling into if life was normal as such, because there's no normality at the moment. So I think it'll be interesting to see what our best sellers are when we can go to craft fairs and shows and things, because obviously they were all cancelled last year. So I think that would be interesting to kind of see what it'd be like if we weren't in lockdown and things.
Well, we are working on something behind the scenes at the Biscuit at the moment. We're trying to put together a streaming service so that we can get online. People can see a bit much. What if you've followed anything I've done with the US, UK, the stuff? I was live last night, very similar to that. But I had this idea of doing almost like a virtual market type thing. Get some people that sell things, get 2 or 3, and we speak to them, and we'll be like, right, the website's up now. While we're doing the show, there's an offer, 15% off. Go to the website whilst we're recording. Now have a look at the thing. I thought that would be an amazing idea.
Yeah.
The market square can't really happen at the moment. The big market, handmade, beautiful items like the stuff you sell. But we'll do it on Facebook, and we'll be like, yay, come and join in the comments, ask about things. I thought that'd be a good idea.
No, definitely.
Yeah, because when it comes to like craft fairs and things like that, it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. I've seen so many people sort of selling their craft stuff, and because they can't sell things at the moment, apart from online, I guess. And
I do think that online craft fairs have become a massive thing, because obviously they can't be held in person. So yeah, I think there's definitely a big market for.
Is that already happening then? Online fairs? Have I thought I've come up with an original idea when actually
they're happening. I am in a couple of them, but I think it's the way you market them. They have to be marketed really strongly to get them out there. I think it's not a case of kind of uploading a couple of businesses onto a website. They're the type of ones that I'm in, and they generate some business, but if they were marketed differently, I think they could be a lot more successful.
You bring up a good point, actually, and that's the magic word, is marketing. Because when you can sew, when you can make things, that's all well and good.
Yeah,
you've got to learn how to sell them. How's that been for you as a journey?
I'm so glad you brought that up because I get commended on my marketing most days. Not to blow my own horn, but yeah, I love social media. I absolutely love social media. I think if you can use it to your strength, it's the best thing in the whole world. And I've always been like, I'm quite good. I did photography A level, so my photos are good. I've learned how to take proper photos, and I think that's probably the first step in my marketing. My photographs are high quality, and they look nice. And then I think there's a real kind of skill to addressing people online. You're not stood at a craft fair saying, look, this is it. You have to really describe your item and play its strengths. And I think I've just kind of developed a kind of tone, I guess, about my products. And it is just, they're eco-friendly. We're an artisan business, and people like that. People like those strengths.
It's so funny how you said that, because bit of echo there. As you were saying that, I did scroll down and I did see a lot of your hand warmers in with like leafy foliage and this warm glow to it. So that's a nice photo, just as you were saying that. Yeah, it's really good. If you, listeners, I mean, if you sort of listening to this on your phone and you got the ability to do so, go to so it's the Little Shropshire Lass. Why the Little Shropshire Lass? Where did that come from?
I spent weeks thinking of a name, and then literally one night I got into bed and it just came to me. I thought, I'm from Shropshire, I'm the Little Shropshire Lass, so that's that's it. I think it's quite nice because it's quite a personal name, because it's not kind of about my business or my products. It's kind of based on me, which is where it came from. So yeah, nice. It just struck me one day.
Yeah, I really like it. You'll have to do some sort of joint sort of venture with Adam Purnell, the Shropshire lad. See if you can get the Shropshire lad. That'd be quite funny. It is amazing though when you come up with those names, those ideas. It's like a parting. So when the planets align and something happens.
Yes, it's just like, oh my goodness, this is it.
I remember I was on the I was in Telford. I was on the EP sort of interchange by the train station in Telford, and it hit me, Shrewsbury Biscuit. There you go, bam, and it came to me. And I was just like,
iconic.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? And I was kind of flirting with the idea of the show, and then the name hit me. I was like, just based on the name alone, we got to do this, Whiteley. So we did, and it's an important moment. That's happened to me many times. Yeah, it's beautiful. So what's the feedback been like then from the beginning? Obviously, like things just sort of start escalating and getting a bit more frantic for you. But after things are kind of settled out, what's been the feedback like from then?
People really like our products. I don't think we've ever had any bad feedback. Touch wood. Nobody leave me bad feedback. But no, I think people do. I think because we use very high quality materials and we make to order, so we can basically make whatever somebody would order. I think it's quite it's a gap in the market because it's all handmade. It's literally designed here on our small holding, and people seem to be really happy with what they get. And I never, the thing I kind of live by is I don't send out anything that I wouldn't be happy to receive myself. And I think if you kind of live by that and quality check, then you're pretty set.
I think one thing is absolutely certain through this pandemic is that we've all been living on a trial and error basis. So kind of like, we'll try this, we'll try that. For the whole year, it's been kind of like we've been doing different things, learning different ways, and taking in a lot of information. When it comes to making your products, your face masks in particular, it's very important that they're made properly. From the get-go, was there a few design? Did you have to mess around with a few different designs, make sure it's right? A bit of trial and error. Yeah.
Yes. Every single product we make, there's probably 5 prototypes. Obviously, with face covers and masks, you want the comfort, but you also want the protection. So yeah, we make a couple of different styles, and we offer filters and 2-layer, 3-layer. We offer super soft elastic and ties. So basically, you know, if you have a style of mask that you like and is comfortable, then we can make it for you.
Now is a difficult question, a really difficult question. I hate asking it because we had masks by Amy on. We had Amy on. She's great. And, you know, I'll mention this to her, and it got quite deep, actually. COVID deniers on Facebook. Yeah. Do you have has there been an issue with you advertising things and people just getting on your grill straight away?
I think because we make things other than masks, and we kind of, masks came naturally, obviously, with the pandemic. People needed them. Yeah. So we supplied them. I think because we make other things as well, it's not as kind of amplified. So I haven't had any horrible messages. Like, I read other small business who have had really nasty messages from people who don't believe in COVID, or people who, you know, think that masks, you know, we shouldn't be wearing masks. And I think it's horrible. I really do. I think people are trying their best. They're trying to stay afloat. You know, if making masks pays your bills, that's what you have to do. And I think a lot of people, it's really difficult to word it without sounding kind of rude. But I think if you look at masks as you're helping somebody else, or you're potentially preventing somebody else from getting ill, I just can't understand the mindset of, you know, not believing it. Because even if you don't believe in it yourself, why wouldn't you want to protect other people?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the mindset for a lot of people. I'm not going to start naming and shaming COVID deniers and stuff, but I've got this constant message of just be nice. You know, when it comes to Facebook, people just feel like they're invincible, and you're not. You know, and these comments can hurt. You know, but I'm glad that you've had a positive reaction.
Yeah, and I do think that people, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But when you actually start sending hate or horrible messages to somebody else, I just, you know, I don't know. It's not right, is it?
Yeah. So what does the future hold for you then? Are you going to keep sort of experimenting with new items, or are you just going to sort of like solidify your market with what you've already got?
I think we're always expanding our items. The bag liners, the luxury bag liners, they came out of, somebody bought me a bag for Christmas, and I thought, I'm going to protect the inside of this bag. So that just came out of an idea of, I needed a bag liner, so I'll make myself one. And then they became really popular. So I think that products kind of naturally evolve.
So these are liners for your handbag, right?
Yes.
Nice. I like that. You either see me with a rucksack or a satchel with my laptop in it. So I don't really do handbags. I mean, I have done. Yes. All the wives, you know, you see me now and again. Oh, that sounds really misogynistic. Oh, yeah, got a handbag. Look at me, you know. But yeah, very important, because I've seen inside of a woman's makeup bag, by the way. Yeah. Makeup and tissues and all sorts of crazy things. It's a brilliant idea. It is. What's your most popular item that you're selling at the moment?
We make a lot of tweed products. We use Harris tweed, and they are so popular. They are probably our best sellers. Anything tweed is very, very popular. Yeah. And I think because obviously it's winter and tweed's quite a luxury. Well, it's warm. It's, you know, it's a more wintry product. Yes. So I think towards the summer we won't sell as much tweed at the moment. Tweed is absolutely our best seller.
And I'm also looking at your Facebook, and it's apart from the hand warmers, the bag liners, and the face masks, there's jewellery as well. You're doing jewellery as well?
Yes, we do. jewellery, my boyfriend is a fencing contractor, and in agricultural fencing you have fencing knots, and it basically joins two pieces of wire together and holds them without the need of like nails and fancy things to join it. I don't understand fencing, so I cannot explain it. But he was showing me one day all these little fencing knots that he does, and they're a skill within themselves. It's a traditional skill to have. And I said they'd look really nice as an earring. And since then, we've literally made earrings out of these fencing knots. And yeah, they've been a very good seller, because they're very unique and pretty, but they're also, if you're kind of from the countryside or in agriculture, it obviously appeals to you because of the agricultural side of it.
I really like things like this. Whoa! Did you hear that echo then? Wow, that's crazy. Go on, finish what you were saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
They can be customized again with like however many coloured beads you want, or the colour of the wire. We do copper, gold, and sterling silver. So they can be totally unique to you, and I think again that's another thing that people really like.
Yeah, what I was going to say was with jewelry like this, I love it because no one's going to go. This is no disrespect to you, by the way. No. But no one's going to go to and go, "Oh, I saw them in Marks," or I saw them in River Island or something. It's all unique, and like you said, you can customize things with different color metals and sort of beads and stuff. And that's why I like stuff like that. My auntie used to send me stuff like that all the time. There was a time, right, when I was going through a phase where I'd have like a million sort of bangles and bracelets and stuff on my wrist, right? The people would know that they'd just buy me any old tat to put on my wrist, and that. But my auntie always used to send me like these beautifully crafted jewelry bits that she'd make herself. I love it. They were great. Because they're
unique, aren't they?
What was Christmas like for you? Did you have lots of work to do over Christmas?
Yes, Christmas was so busy. I've actually got my mum working with me, because at the start it was kind of, I had the time to be able to market, advertise, run my business, make the stuff, package, and do the post office run. Whereas now we're just so busy that I wouldn't be able to do it without my mum. So yeah, we were flat out.
It's all about learning how to delegate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I find that with both the Biscuit and you Suck, when I'm like, right, guys, I need you to organise this show. We've got an open studio there. I need guests. Go and do that for me, please. And that's taken me a long time to learn what to do, because I'm not bossy guy. I can't be So when you need, that's a fine balance of independence and just taking on too much, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
And it's good that you've got a support network around you to do that. Is there any thoughts of bringing on like an apprentice or something that you can teach to sort of work with you?
I think it's a really difficult thing actually to go from being a small business and hand making things to then taking somebody on, because even if you get kind of so busy that you need to take somebody on, you might just be at the point where you can afford to live off your business, but you might not be able to afford to take somebody on. You're just kind of at the crossroads of you make enough to cover, your costs and your wages, but then you're too busy to do it all yourself, but you just can't quite afford to take someone else on. And that's where I'm lucky that I've got my mum, because obviously I don't need to train somebody else up and teach them how to make our products exactly how we want them.
Your mum's going to be listening to this now thinking, you are going to pay me something, aren't you?
I
know. I'm glad I can be that person for you, Roo. But no.
Should we like free labour? No, mum's fab. Mum is fab. She used to run a small business, so she kind of knows the ropes, and I'm really lucky to have her on, with me and doing things. And my taxes, mum does my taxes, thank God.
Yeah, I need to work out how to do all that stuff. I mean, we're a CIC, so it doesn't really matter for us, because we're a company that's earned not even a penny yet, because I haven't even opened up a bank account. This is probably too personal to say on the podcast, but there's the sponsors lining up to give us money, and I can't, because it's got to be official. Because all that stuff you've got to be so careful with.
I know, it's a complete minefield.
I do love your face mask, by the way. I'm looking at these tweed ones now. Yeah, I think we'll have a conversation after this. With Christmas, was it? You saying you were busy when you were sending out things to the post office? Was there a real tight deadline before the cut-off for deliveries and stuff?
I think we said the 18th of December was the last kind of day for absolutely guaranteed Christmas delivery. But we did local delivery as well. So we, if somebody ordered in Shrewsbury, we dropped it off, and we went into mid Wales a bit because we're on the border.
Yeah.
Half of our garden's in Wales and half of it's in Shropshire. So we kind of cover quite a big area. And yeah, I think we did extend the deadline a bit because luckily, a lot of small businesses ran into huge delays, but we didn't have a single delayed parcel that I know of. So, yes, we were very lucky.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is because there's usually after Christmas, there's usually just a drop, isn't there? In demand. And as somebody that's starting up a new business, what's that been like for you? Because suddenly you've got all these orders left, right, center, and then there's nothing.
Well, me and Mum, it sounds terrible, but me and Mum were quite looking forward to January to kind of just have a chill and to design some new products. But actually, it's been so busy and it's been lovely. It has been, it's so nice to be busy. But it absolutely shocked us because, with most small businesses, you do have a lull in orders after Christmas naturally, but we haven't particularly.
That affects everybody, by the way, people. Podcasts are the same. I've noticed I've been in a few discussions with other podcasters how everything's just dropped. Like nobody's listening to podcasts at the moment. I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's because it's January and everybody's kind of like, I'm so broke.
Yeah, it's January blues.
So help a guy out, listen to my podcast, all right? With the world being closed and things, has that affected you sort of like before this all happened? You kind of didn't have this. Then the world closes. You've got this. Do you feel like this lockdown thing has sort of helped you in a way?
It's an interesting question because my neighbour asked me this a couple of weeks ago, and he said, "What would you have been doing if COVID hadn't have been here?" And I said, "I actually don't know because I had no life plan. I didn't know what I wanted to do after college. I wasn't enjoying college. I knew I didn't want to go to uni, but I had no idea what kind of job I wanted or where I wanted to go with life." And I think, in a way, when we were locked down and my course was all put online, I think it kind of, I was stuck at home. I had all the time in the world to put everything into my business. So I had the opportunity to literally work from home and do every single thing I needed to do as I needed to do it. So in a way, I think without lockdown and COVID, I'm not sure what would have happened or whether I'd have started my business now, because it's something I've always wanted to do. But yeah, I think it just kind of pushed me into making that decision and actually putting it into play.
It is an interesting question, especially echo. I love it because you don't know any different, do you? It's right. It's like a fish. Like, what's it like being in water, fish? Oh, I don't know. I've always been in water, so it is an interesting question. And when the world opens again, things could flourish. I mean, there's always that opportunity there because obviously craft fairs will open again, and there'll be places where you can actually go and show people what you do. We're always learning. I mean, it's just taking me till now. I've been chatting with Shane. He's messaging me now. I've got 5 messages off Shane whilst I've been recording this. Stop sending me messages while I'm recording, Shane. Because we're talking about the streaming, this thing, because I want to merge my US, UK stuff and the biscuit together.
Yeah.
Right, and the difficult thing is one's R-rated and more adult and one isn't. So that's the issue. But I would like to offer services like that, where we can show people, bring some of your products and the jewelry. You can show people. We can do some auctions live on the show. I don't know, things like that would be fun. I want to do that because there aren't those opportunities anymore. If anybody would like to, by the way, get in touch with me and help me with that, I'd very much appreciate that because I'd love to collaborate with some people, businesses and what have you. I just think it's a great idea, really good idea.
Yeah, it is.
Have you got a website that people can go and order stuff off? Can people order things off there? Or?
We have got a website in the making.
Yeah.
We're designing that all ourselves, and it is taking a while because it is a tedious task.
Yes.
But that is in the works. It should be launched probably February, March.
Mm-hmm.
So fingers crossed for that. But at the moment, we are taking orders through Instagram and Facebook.
I think you're great. I love speaking to people that have started businesses through this horrible pandemic, because there's a lot of people that could have just sat there and completed Netflix. I know people that have done that, or sat on Fortnite, or whatever, FIFA, whatever it is you want to do. There's some people that have gone out there and got healthy. That's not me. There's some people,
that's not me.
There's people.
Fair play to everyone else, but that is not me. It's
on the it is on the cards.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so we're going to move house, and then I'm going to lose weight, right? I'm going to get healthy. I moved house now. I've quit smoking, which is great. That's the one thing.
Well done, yeah.
Thank you. And then once once that's sort of stabilized, then I'll probably get out. You see me speed walking for a little bit. I don't know. I just need to, it's but like that. The point I'm trying to make is productivity isn't always there with people during this pandemic, and you've shown people that actually I can do something when the world's closed. I can do something, and you did it.
Yes, I read a quote the other day, and it said motivation is different to actually like pushing yourself to do something.
Yeah.
And a couple of my friends have said to me, "How on earth do you get up every day and do it every single day and still enjoy it?" And I said, some days I would love to stay in bed. Like, I think I've spoken today and it's made me seem like, life's perfect and, business is perfect. Of course it's not. But I've made the best of a bad situation, I think. And I've, my business has kind of saved my mental health in a way, because I haven't just been sat doing nothing like I probably would have been. So, yeah, it's interesting to think, when you actually sit and think about it, how it has kind of changed my whole mindset.
I think that's a real deep philosophical thing.
Yeah, I know.
Up there. Like, I
think to myself, thinking, "Oh my gosh."
The tenacity over motivation sort of thing. Because if you're motivated, you don't need tenacity.
Exactly.
If you're motivated, you don't need tenacity. If you're not motivated, you need tenacity. You need to be
a balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
because I do this sometimes, and this is what I tend to do. Right, this is the Whiteley method of thinking, and I mention it on the show quite a bit. Is right now, I have a huge list of things I've got to do today. Right.
Yeah.
And that's because I've gone, yeah, we can do this. We can do that. I've got to plan this. We can have an open studios here. We can have open studios on the 6th. We can do this with You Suck. Well, yeah, we're going to get these celebrities on here. I've got to do some research. And then it comes to it, and I'm kind of like, oh my God, what have I done?
Yeah. See, I'm a real list person. If I have it written down in front of me, I can see it and I don't get stressed. But when I'm actually, if I kind of pile all things on and I think, I'll do this today, and this today, I get absolutely stressed. And I think it's a real skill to kind of be able to sit back and say, actually, I've done this today and that's enough. And I think in this pandemic, even just doing, 1 or 2 jobs in a day that I've set has been, a huge thing, rather than just sitting around and doing nothing. And I think a lot of people don't give themselves enough credit for just kind of, getting up and making a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult, isn't it?
It's a hard thing to learn, right? So, I mean, especially communication, right? Because you say there's you, your mom, your boyfriend all doing this. If you have all these ideas in your head and you've written them on a post-it and you've chucked them in a diary somewhere, nobody else can see that.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on, right? And I always compare myself to situations, so I'm not being a sociopath, but I'm the same, right? So I'll be like, I've got this going on here, this going on here, and this going on here, but I won't tell the other biscuiteers because I'm too busy, right? So what I've done now is we create spreadsheets and diaries and things like this so people can know what's going on. We need to get better with that, but like it exists now and it didn't exist before.
We have a group chat, and obviously it's a bit different now because of lockdown and my boyfriend doesn't live with us, but we usually sit down in an evening and kind of discuss what we've done and what we need to do tomorrow and new ideas. So we're quite, I think because we're such a close team, it does massively improve the kind of stress and the the daily organization of what we do.
Our conference calls, the Biscuit conference calls, are legendary, honestly, because you get about half an hour, 40 minutes of just Dee Dee and Shane just giving each other grief, and I'm like, guys, can we just discuss it's just, yeah, it's a mess. I was kind of getting somewhere with that. Oh yeah, lessons. What have you learned through this? Yeah.
Oh gosh, I've learned so much. I've learned massively how to manage my time and how to be productive. And yeah, again, it's just completely changed my mindset. And I've kind of learned that I think it's very easy to doubt yourself. I think it's so easy to doubt yourself. And I think everybody does it. And I think last year, I've pushed myself to appreciate what I do and really kind of improve that. Instead of saying, oh, well, I haven't done this, or, I'm not very good at this, I'm playing to my strengths and improving my mindset through doing that. I think that's a really deep, deep question.
Yeah, it's important, I think. Echo. It's really important to take moments like this and just take a few, because you've got this time to think. Right, you've got this time to think. If you're not going to learn anything now, you got no chance. I mean, they say you learn by your mistakes, but if you're not going out and making any, I suppose there is that as well.
I've definitely made a lot of mistakes. I think that is true. I think that you do learn by your mistakes, but even just, again, even if you just make a mistake in marketing and then you remarket it, you learn from, you learn what works.
Facebook marketing, by the way, is a nightmare. I remember I
hate it.
I set one up, and I think I thought I'd set it up for 3 days, but I hadn't actually set it up for 3 days, so it carried on going at like £1.50 a day, and I got like this bill for like 20 odd quid, and I was like, what's going on? I realized this ad was still going. It was only supposed to be going for 3 days. It's just crazy.
I don't think I use Facebook ads very often anymore.
It's amazing once you learn it, though. It really is. It's really, really brilliant.
The algorithm, once you kind of crack it, it's...
And we're going to start making more use of that. I think it was it was Joel actually at the prison. Joel at the prison was like he owns a prison, and he was like, you need to use Facebook. And once he saw that I was using it, he coached me through it. So it's really good. Well, I think what you're doing is amazing. I said that before. I really do, because it's inspiring to others. And speaking of inspiring others, if someone was going to do what you're doing now, what advice would you give them? Say if you got 3 bits of advice, what would you give them?
I think just go for it. Go for it. Believe in yourself. And I think you should always have like business values. Like our business values are, we're eco-friendly, we're artisan, and everything is handmade. And I think if you have those values in every single product that you make, then that's your business, because your business is more than just your products. It's how you market them. It's you as a business owner. And I think that's really easy to kind of overlook and forget. So I think staying true to what you want to make your business is probably the biggest.
That's the best one he said. Definitely the best one he said. I always believe that I have my own goals. Everything I do is I've got my own agenda, and when that is just bringing people together, that's what I do. It's good to remind yourself of that. Write it on a wall and look at it. When it comes to like manufacturing things, making things, marketing, time. Have you got any life hacks? Any sort of tricks or any tips that you've got for people just to make life a bit easier? Especially when it comes to like scheduling and planning things like that. Is there anything that you've learned along the way that you can share?
I don't know. I don't really schedule posts. I have a diary for a week, and I always write what I want to upload and what I want to make on each day. Mm-hmm. And I think just having a rough plan or a schedule of what you're going to be doing is your first step. And I literally make my product, take my photos, watermark them, and then upload them as I'm doing it. But that doesn't work for some people. Some people need to, work better with a solid social media kind of structure. So I think again, it's down to knowing what your business is and kind of keeping it consistent.
Yeah.
I think consistency is the absolute key.
Amen, sister. Amen. I say that all the time. I say that all the time to people. Consistency is key, and I'm kind of breaking my own rule at the moment because it's got to a point at the moment where social media hurts. You know,
Yeah.
Like sharing a post, I was just like, oh, I don't want to. Like my wrist's getting like a cement mixer because I'm using my phone all the time. I'm like sharing the links and pictures. I've got a picture I made 2 days ago that I was meant to post and I still haven't done it. And it's really important as well. So I should do it. And in fact, I'll mention it to you now because this is going to go out on the 1st of February. It's from Monday, the 1st of February, as you listen to this, guys. And in a few days, we're going to be having the Darwin Festival, which is the 10th through to the 17th, which is going to be a week of just celebrating innovation in Shrewsbury and Shropshire. And we are going to be running on the 6th this week, on Saturday, we're going to be doing a live open studio session on Facebook. We're going to be speaking to 5 people that are involved with the festival. I would like you guys to go to the website, which I haven't brought up because I'm obviously not the consummate professional. Shrewsbury Darwin Festival. Oh gosh, sorry about this. Shrewsbury Darwin Festival. Where is it? Okay, so go to Original Shrewsbury, and you will see the famous Darwin exploding mind head thing that they've got going on there. And it says here from 9th to the 17th. I think there's a memo there that I missed because I said 10th. But make sure you go there and have a look. But the best thing about this year's festival is it's all online. Okay, so what we usually do with the festival is we have like events going on here, there, and you have dates and times of places where things are happening. We went to a couple of events, Bear Steps and the Owl, things like that. We went to different events and it was great. Whereas this time it's accessible for everybody all around the world. You can take part.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. If you guys are listening to this, and I know we got international listeners, if you do want to get involved with the Darwin Festival this year, you can. So make sure you go to originalshrewsbury.co.uk and check that out. And join us on the 6th on February live on our Facebook channel, where we'll be bringing 5 shows to you for the day. Roo, it's been really nice talking to you. I think
likewise.
Would you like to tell people how they can find you on your social media so they can get in touch?
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the Little Shropshire Lass, and sometime in February and March we will be www.thelittleshropshirelass.co.uk.
Yeah, send us the website link when you get it, and we'll put it on our Facebook. We'll let people go there, and I'll definitely, when I get this market idea up and running, which is something I really want to do, I'll get in touch and I'll be like, it'd be amazing. Guys, I want you to check out our website too, which is www.theshrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk, and that's made for us by our friends at the Web Orchard. If you need a website, make sure you check them out. Amazing, just go to their website as well and have a look, because they've made some beautiful stuff. They make my website for the biscuit and for you suck as well, and it all looks fantastic. All of our audio is playable from there. That you can find out bits about the team. I do need to update it actually. It hasn't been updated for a while, but still, you can access our audio from there. Roo, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
No, and what we'll do, guys, is we'll catch you next week, right? Make sure you join us on the 6th for the live open studio sessions, and we'll catch you later. Peace out.